The question haunts them. Can they lock down the perimeter and deny the other squad? Remember, Indiana ran at the 10th fastest rhythm in the league last year. Coach Christy Sides paints a vivid picture, describing how Clark absolutely shakes her defender to the core with her handle. She maneuvers with such guile, reminiscent of that epic title chase before New York bowed to Vegas in 4. Suddenly, Clark slashes hard, hunting the triple. Pure voltage from Clark. She hits the brakes, hops back behind the line, and drills it. Witness a rarity in her arsenal right here. Usually she drifts left to separate, but this time, she creates a chasm by stepping to the right. She reads the moment perfectly, isolating her guard before rising up to bury the jumper. Her instinct is uncanny. She knows exactly when to exploit a mismatch, and this time, she attacks the left side with lethal intent. Caitlin Clark operates with a fluidity that makes the impossible look routine. Every motion radiates a calm, deliberate authority. The second she commands a possession, the atmosphere shifts. She dictates not just the ball's movement, but the very pulse of the match. Her mastery of the craft screams at you instantly. She ignites the offense, firing a long-range missile right over the outstretched arms. The defense has to contest that better with hands high. You cannot afford to lose track of her on the switch. She instantly feeds Smith, who kisses it off the glass. That squad was formidable. It is the chemistry and talent that transformed them into such a powerhouse. 2 stars shining bright. Now watch the thief at work. Clark snatches the ball, feints the long ball to freeze them, then glides inside to finish at the cup. That hesitation move is lethal. You are forced to step up, and she blows past the first line of defense. Her sniper-like precision commands fear, stretching the defense well past the breaking point of their comfort zone. She releases every shot with unwavering poise and equilibrium, turning miracle plays into everyday business. It is more than just points. It is about the fluidity. Here is that compact rotation I mentioned, featuring Katie Lou Samuelson slotting in at the 4. Clark threads a gorgeous bounce pass. It is Smith again. Caitlin dissects the coverage, spotting the 2 bigs, and gifts Melissa Smith a pristine lane. Wheeler scans the floor, locking eyes on the right wing before launching it to Clark near the logo. She sensed the defender lurking. That drop pass set up what might be the most distant bomb we have witnessed Caitlin Clark detonate as a professional. It is the same dominance she has displayed at every single stage of her journey. Tina Charles was held to just 2 points against Indiana. Shift your focus to the corner. Lexi Hull flips it back to Caitlin. Consider this. Seattle scrapped for 11 victories all of last season. They are already knocking on the door of 10, matching that entire year's success. Clark from a different area code. She connects, but what truly sets her apart is her cerebral approach to the sport. She decodes the defense in real time, maintaining a hyper-awareness of every inch of space and every tick of the clock. Each choice is calculated. She knows precisely when to strike and when to look at Phoenix, getting everything but the bottom of the net there. Solid effort by Cunningham, trying to stick to Clark like glue immediately. Clark snakes around the screen, drives hard, and muscles it in for the foul. The defender is left chasing shadows. Keep your eyes on this sequence. It is basketball jail. Boston sets a wall of a screen, holding her ground through the contact. Clark finds a sliver of daylight on the inbounds. She connects with Aaliyah Boston, who lays the hammer down with a textbook screen. It is a subtle flare, but it carves out just enough room for the triple. That is how you accelerate the tempo in transition. She has opened the night, hitting 2 out of 3 from deep, manufacturing her own windows of opportunity. This marks the 5th consecutive battle where the Fever have poured in 40 or more points inside the paint. That bucket makes it 44, delivered via Caitlin Clark's 13th assist. She is reading the opposition like a book. She knows when to tap the brakes and when to lean on her squad. That cognition makes the attack seamless and deadly. Her handle is pristine and trustworthy. She navigates the chaos with a serene demeanor, never cracking under the squeeze. Opponents kill themselves trying to break her cadence, but look at her assist-to-turnover ratio from last season. It speaks volumes. Clark might have gotten away with a subtle shove there, but she rises and buries the jumper regardless. She is simply brilliant, a wizard with a rock in her hands. Watch out, here comes Caitlin moving downhill. She finishes strong. Put it on the board for Clark. Though, I have to say, those last 2 calls were highly suspect in my book. I adore the velocity Caitlin Clark plays with. She creates separation and launches a missile from downtown. They might deploy a smaller guard rotation, but the lightning speed compensates once she plants her feet. That is exactly why I keep a tape measure in my pocket, Pat. Sometimes you need to verify these ridiculous distances. It certainly was. We are looking at the elite scorers from the collegiate ranks. Even when they miss, she stays balanced, ready to fire back. She navigates the court with a swagger that proves she has the entire playbook memorized. Her distribution game is absolute poetry, hitting her squad in stride with surgical precision right when the window opens. Even with the brutal pro schedule grinding down newcomers, watch her carve a path through the paint like it is nothing. Snaps up the whistle. Doubters asked if her game would work in the pros, and I believe she just delivered a loud and clear yes. Hunting for angles after 45 rejections last season. Clark pulls up from deep. They say she is completely rewriting the rulebook on shot selection. Check out that distance. She is practically in the parking lot. The tempo is furious, though it is hard to tell which squad actually gains the edge here. You have to give the advantage to the wings at this moment simply because the scoreboard is tilting their way. She turns the edge, and look at that command. Clark has controlled the rock for these last few trips, and she is slashing all the way to the cup. It is an isolation play against Van Loo, a gorgeous step-back move, and she buries the triple. Keep an eye on how she creates that gap. Usually, the moment that arm fully extends, the officials are going to blow the whistle for a push-off. Whether it is a basic check down or a flashy dime, she constantly serves up opportunities that make her teammates look like stars. It is not just talent. Her ice-cold mentality is the differentiator. The pressure of crunch time does not alter her rhythm one bit. Laser focus now. She finds a patch of daylight. She launches the rocket and absolutely drills it. Create the gap, plant the feet, and snap the hips through the rotation. Just like that, the numbers hit 6 and 10. The momentum is fading fast as she hurls a full-court baseball throw to push the tempo. Feast your eyes on this dime. That is a delivery almost nobody else can execute starting from way back behind the stripe. She forces the defensive switch on that pick. Now she has the size advantage over the smaller guard. Samuelson feeds it cleanly. Here comes the magic, a behind-the-back whip. Smith takes off down the lane. You cannot blink with her. Incredible vision. That sneaky dish finds Smith perfectly for the easy bucket. The rookie resets the offense. She dumps it inside to the bigs where Russell typically makes a living absorbing hard contact in the paint. Boards secured. Now watch the transition explode as she brings a level of hype that is going to electrify the league all year long. Let us run that chemistry back on the replay screen. Fearless and steady, she runs toward the pressure instead of shrinking from it. That is exactly how legends are made. She is the total package, fusing raw athleticism with a high IQ, unwavering belief, and the voice of a general. The moment she steps onto the hardwood, the entire intensity rises, proving exactly why she is the one to watch.